All right, do a video here, and how y'all doing? Hopefully the new year's good so far. Hopefully your holidays were good. Video I was just going to talk about is just, what has 2020 taught us? 2020, crazy year. And 2021, I don't expect to be any easier. I actually expect it to get a little bit more worse, maybe a lot more worse, with all kinds of stuff happening. But what did 2020 teach us? There's so much to unpack there, and I'm not going into all of that because there's just so much from everything. I mean, just insane, just insane on all levels of everything, whether it be government, pandemic, everything. That's just kind of what I'm going to talk about, though, is a little bit of that pandemic stuff. Now, no matter what your stance is on the coronavirus, whether you believe it or you believe it's a hoax, or I'm like me. I believe it's real. I believe it's real. I believe that it's happening. I do happen to think that some of the numbers are probably inflated and things like that. There's a whole lot to it, but I see this more as being used as a control measure for all of us, slowly introducing more control. And that's really what I see most of it as now. But think about the overall big picture, to kind of overall big picture. Many of us in this prepping, being prepared, and all that kind of situation and stuff, mindset basically, is that we have talked about something like this happening. Something like this actually happening, and to prepare. And if 2020 has taught us anything, and taught those of us out there that haven't done it, it's actually to prepare. When we talked about whatever the scenario, whether it be a man-made disaster, a nuclear war, some kind of, it's just any kind of situation, EMP, whatever. We have talked about, many of us on this platform here have talked about this kind of stuff for years. And we're seeing it unfold, with the lockdowns and everything like that. And I think those lockdowns, if Biden's for sure going to be in, so it looks like he is that I expect that the lockdowns will increase majorly. I expect, that's what I think is going to happen, is that they're just going to lock everybody down. Just going to lock it down. They're going to say 4 to 6 weeks, but I think it'll be 4 to 6 months, and then they might not even let it, go from there. They keep pushing the whole thing, saying, oh, this will be with us for another, a year or two. Then now, a while back, about a couple weeks ago, I heard, oh, it's going to be with us for the next 10 years. And then they'll say it's never going away. So, there you go. That's what I'm saying. But it has taught us that you should be prepared. And that's the whole point. Be prepared. We've said it for years. Many of us on this platform and in this mindset, get ready for something, whether it be an EMP, a pandemic, a nuclear war, a natural disaster of any type, where you have to depend on yourself. We have talked about this stuff for years, saying be prepared, get ready for something. And this is it. This is something that what we're talking about. And that's the main thing that I think 2020, one of the many main things really that 2020 has taught us is that have your shit together. Get your stuff, get everything you can. You can still even prep right now, just whatever you can do, just to help your family out, yourself out, whatever, whoever you got. Stock up on the medications, stock up on over-the-counter medications, and foods and supplies. You saw the toilet paper hoard happen early on in this pandemic, which is crazy. But, buy you some extra toilet paper to stock back, when because if they do end up locking everybody down and be hardcore about it, which I disagree with, you're going to need that kind of stuff, They're Walmart and all these other big box stores and even mom and pop shops for sure, they won't be open. So, and just think if even a worse pandemic happened, something that was even more major than this, got to be prepared, folks. Be prepared. And that's kind of what I'm talking about, and that like I said, many of us on this platform, a lot of people that a lot of you guys probably follow and things like that, have said these same things for years. And this, not everybody, nobody's laughing at the preppers now and the people who've been talking about this stuff for a long time. Nobody's laughing at them now. So, same way with the ammunition. It's hard to find right now. And when you do find it, it's more expensive. So, here's hoping to everything balancing out, getting back to a little bit of normality, but I really just don't see it happening. Especially under a Biden administration, the whole Democratic, if they win the whole thing, man. But I'm not trying to turn this into a politic thing because there's so much to unpack right there in itself. That's a whole nother hour video right there or longer, But this pandemic, like I said, we've talked about events happening and being prepared for that. And well, that this is one of them. So I happen to think it's a bioengineered weapon, from China. I don't think it escaped. I mean, it's possible that it escaped, but I kind of think it was I've thought this since the beginning. I thought that it was bioengineered weapon. They released it on purpose, and to see, it might not have been something that they were thinking that how many it could kill, and to do all what it did, maybe. But it was more of a test to see how fast something that they do release spreads. And it spread pretty fast. I remember reading about it before it actually hit here. Of course, I think it was here since that, a year ago last September. I think it's been here that long. But I think it was like really a test for something even more deadly. Just to see how fast the bioweapon could spread. And I really think that's what it is. But and you saw how fast it spread and how everywhere it went. So just think of more of a deadly, for sure, 100% deadly, biological weapon released. Millions more would die than right now. Billions. But like I said, I think it was a bioengineered weapon, and I think it was a test run to see just how fast a virus could spread like that. I'd say it was a success for them then. You know, the bastards. But anyway, like I said, I try not to make this too long, ramble too much. But if 2020 has taught you anything, it's to be prepared for what's coming next, to be ahead of the game. Because you never know. You never know what's coming, but to always be prepared with something. You know, have a plan, have a place to go if you need to go. You can't stay at your house, anything like that. So it's just be ready, be prepared, and that's all I'm trying to say. And be prepared how you see fit, best you can, to take care of you, your family, kids, grandkids. Cover the whole array, from food, water, medicine, clothing, ammunition, weapons, whatever, to be able to protect yourself, defend yourself, take care of yourself. So anyway, that's really it. Just what has 2020 taught us, you know, and what you should have already been doing if you haven't been, because, man, there's a whole lot of people who haven't. Anyway, keep it heavy.